What is this precious metal doing this morning? Thompson Coin and Stamp here, and it is 9:35 a.m. Central Standard Time, and we're checking out what silver is doing this morning. It is setting at $34.36 an ounce, according to kitco.com. That's down from that $35 that we hit the other day, but still, that's doing pretty good. If we go down here to the 30-day chart, let's take a look at that. As you can see, we're climbing pretty good there. I'm liking it, I'm liking it. The gold and silver ratio is getting a little bit better too. I know I'd seen that on this chart somewhere, maybe not. I know we're down to under 97, or around 97 to 1 on the gold to silver ratio. So that's freaking awesome. We do love this silver shiny stuff. Something I did read, and I've seen on several different articles, MSN and several things, is that Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, is warning of a big recession this summer and telling everybody about silver, gold, and Bitcoin. He's thinking that there's going to be a huge crash and everybody's going to be rushing to those assets. Quote, do not say I didn't warn anyone. As predicted in my book, Rich Dad's Prophecy 2013, the biggest crash in history is coming. I'm afraid that crash is now and through this summer. Unfortunately, millions, especially my generation of boomers, will be wiped out. I'm going to hit the show more here if it'll let me. Oh, it's going to take me to X. I don't want to go to that. Anyways, that's what he was saying. He thinks billions of traders will shift to gold and Bitcoin, the digital gold, as Bitcoin proponents like to call it. This is an MSN article. But he also says, Kiyosaki predicted that silver may 3x in 2025. As when this was written, Bitcoin was quoted at $104,446.51. 6.7% lower than its May 22nd record high of $111,970. Gold was trading at $3,372, 4% lower than its April 22nd record high. Though silver was exchanging hands at $34.58 at the time of this writing, 30% lower than its record high of $49.95 per ounce, and that was reached back in January 1980. So yeah, there's a lot of room to be had with this stuff right here. There's Julius Caesar. We've got Eric Bloodaxe. We've got Alexander the Great. We've got Achilles. We've got Genghis Khan. And this was, let's see, Joan of Arc. And then I think we had Geronimo over here as well. But yeah, silver is great. Anytime you can stack this wonderful stuff, dead men tell no tales. Right on. But yeah, he's thinking that silver may be the play this year. That and this shiny stuff, gold. I'm not real big into Bitcoin or anything like that. I like having something I can physically touch. And there's just something about holding on to a gold coin or a silver coin, especially when you get to, some of the pre-33 gold like that. I do love some pre-33. I think it's just super cool, the history behind it and everything. Like, whose pocket was this in? What did this buy? That's from 1880. So, yeah. So I'm not sure what's going to happen. Like I said, he's definitely calling for something this summer. And he's been pretty smart. I've never read any of his books or anything. I have not read that Rich Dad, Poor Dad book. But he seems to, be pretty knowledgeable. A lot of people do, follow his advice and everything. And I was even noticing that he had wrote something back in 2013 about, silver being a play. And it was like $23, $24 an ounce, when he wrote that. I think I've got that here. Yeah. So, yeah, this is an article from 2013 from Yahoo Finance. And when they wrote it, it was $22 an ounce, or silver was $24 an ounce. So that's for the trust, was $22 an ounce. Can you imagine, being able to buy some silver for that much right now? I would love to be able to get some silver at that price. He had added, this is Kiyosaki saying, silver has been money for centuries. Rather than investing in fiat money, counterfeit fake dollars. Investing in commodities may provide a hedge against inflation and the whims of the stock market. And I will say, I was able to, pick up some of this silver and gold back before, the price was above, $30 an ounce. A lot of this stuff I was, able to pick up, $25 an ounce, stuff like that. So, we've been able to make a little bit of profit and everything, even with the gold, when I was, buying gold, it was more around the, $2,000 to $2,300 an ounce. So I have not bought any of these precious metals like I was there for a few years. It just kind of got a little bit pricey. So I'm just kind of sitting on the stack. That is one reason we do the coin roll hunting, is because it is a cheap way to get silver at face value. It takes $1.40 in constitutional silver to make 1 troy ounce, and a troy ounce is worth $34 this morning. So you can get, $34 worth of silver for $1.40. So it just takes, the time and the effort, to go through it and everything like that. And I do love constitutional silver. I don't have any sitting out here with me right now. It's all back there in the safe, but I figure I'd bring out some of the rounds and the bullion, the sovereign coins. It's just a way silver sounds. You can see the milk spotting on it on some of these. I'm not, really fond of the milk spotting. I like my coins looking a little more pristine, but, it is just part of owning silver. See, like that right there on Her Majesty. But it kind of lets you know that it is real silver. The gold don't do that. Do love the sound of that. Something about a gold eagle, if I can get that up on camera there. Kind of a Butterfingers. But yeah, I just want to do a little update on what silver is doing this morning. Let's go back over here to Kitco. I know AppMax is usually showing their stuff a little bit higher. They always do. Let's see, they're showing 34.79, but if you actually go to Kitco, they're at 34.50. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. Let me know in the comments if y'all like me doing these little updates, and when I have the chance, I don't mind doing these little things. It's kind of cool. I do really enjoy silver and everything. And if y'all enjoy this content, just drop me a comment and let me know. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. About 75% of our viewers are not subscribed to the channel, so it sure does help us grow. Sure to appreciate each and every one of y'all tuning in this morning. I hope you have a fantastic day. Until next time, Thompson Coin and Stamp is out.